We're now listening to Wealthy Sistas Radio Show. We're now listening to Wealthy Sistas with Deborah Hartnett.
Welcome to Wealthy Sistas Radio. I'm Deborah Hartnett. This is a space for thoughtful conversation with founders, leaders, and creatives building with purpose and intention. Well, today I am thrilled to welcome an extraordinary guest, none other than Dr. Pam Perry. We've been connected for a long time, really. And as the young people say, we're not new to this, we are true to this, right? And I'm telling you, when I talk about being true, Dr. Pam is not only a public relations powerhouse, but she also is the publisher of Speakers Magazine and the voice behind the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. With more than 25 years in media, you got to understand, she knows journalism and marketing. She's helped countless experts and entrepreneurs, countless, get the visibility they deserve on major platforms like CNN, y'all, Oprah Magazine, Essence, and more. All right. If you've ever wondered how to get your name out there, well, I'm telling you, build a brand that stands out and grow your business through strategic media exposure, then guess what? You're in the right place. Not only are you in the right place, this is the right time. So without any further delay, it is my pleasure to welcome again Dr. Pam Perry to Wealthy Sistas Radio.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. I have never heard as much energy in my introduction as you have done. This is why you are true to what you do as well. Thank you so much. We are the OGs.
Yes. And the goldies. I understand that goldie now. You know, this is the time. This is our golden years.
It is. I'll be 65 on Monday. I'm going to put it out there. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, happy birthday. And you guys, you have to go Google Dr. Pam Perry. Don't drive when you're doing this now, because you're going to fall out your car seat if you look at her and she's telling she's going to be 65.
Don't judge my TikToks, though. Don't judge my TikToks. I do like to dance, so it may not be all of that Beyonce moves, but I do like to do the TikTok dancing. At 65, I'm going to be doing it. So y'all ain't going to be behind. Okay.
Right. At 56, we just a reverse here. And I'm still doing my cartwheels and splits. And I am going to keep doing it, God willing, you know. Because I keep seeing these people who are in their 70s and 80s and 90s running track, doing flips. So I'm like, it's really nothing that we can't really do based on, what we feel that our bodies
health is wealth. It really is. Health is wealth. I wake up every morning, thank God that I'm feeling well, that I'm on no meds, that there is no injuries, no diseases, so it's really a blessing when you think about it. It's like, wow, you could just get up and start moving. So I'm working out today at 5:30 with my trainer. It's like, let's keep it moving. And it's people are living longer. People are becoming more aware of nutrition. I've known more vegans than I've ever known my entire life. People are understanding about, you got to eat kale. They're doing green smoothies. I wish I would have got into the Smoothie King franchise years ago. Where would I be right now? So, it's really, it's a mindset. It really is. It's a mindset. And what you just said, you're in your 50s. I find most of my good friends are in their 50s. So I said on my birthday, I was going to write a letter to my friends in their 50s to realize that if they're fearing the 60s, like they're going to get better, and most of my friends in the 50s, I see them making such big strides, and AI helps with that as well. People are doing a lot more faster and more proficient. And I'm just so proud of you guys. It really is a blessing to see all of the people where you all came from and where you are now. It's like you made it. It's like I'm really happy. I'm really happy.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm just grateful to God, like you said, just to be here and to be in the right mind and to know the importance of entrepreneurship
Mm-hmm.
and the independence that it brings. I mean, we both have daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you can tell stories of how you've been able to be there always for your daughter. You
Yes.
know, I know mine has never been in daycare, and she just graduated from Mercer University this past Monday. You know, thank God.
Oh my God, that is a big milestone. Yes, yes,
Right. Yes, we're so grateful and thank God that because of entrepreneurship, not the financial, I'm not even talking about that part. I'm talking about the freedom and
the
the
freedom. Yeah,
independence.
that's a
Right.
big value for me. It always was a big value for me. The freedom, the creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into a lot of bureaucratic things. When you're an entrepreneur, you can kind of like
Right.
move and change and
Right.
keep it on a dime. It's really a lot more flexible, which is a big value for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I really have been in business 25 years. It started in 2000
Mm-hmm.
and this is 2025. So my company, Ministry Marketing Solutions, really was doing a lot of Christian authors, Christian speakers, and I work with a lot of Christian publishing companies. So during that period of time in 2000s, people weren't really self-publishing as much. So I worked with the publishers, but then around 2010 or so, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people were self-publishing. So I started working with them more, training them and coaching them on how to do marketing themselves online. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Mm-hmm.
was a whole different thing of what I was trained as a publicist because it was like, oh, you need a publicist. But
Right.
when the internet hit, you really don't need a publicist. You need them to really coach you, to train you on how to do it correctly. But for the most part, you can do it yourself. So I've been really, doing a lot of pivots over the years. In the Speakers Magazine is kind of like the last thing that's 8 years old. And so
Mm-hmm.
you just see how people own their own media.
Mm-hmm.
Ownership is important, whether you have your own company or you
Mm-hmm.
own your own media, whether it's your podcast or whether it is your magazine, own your own blog. We like blogs, those kind of things. So you have to own your own media. Mm-hmm.
That is a powerful statement. Own your own media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Especially today, I'm thinking from being with Wealthy Sisters, we have the brand development company. So we help people from the concept to creation logo and one of the things I think about is the website.
Mm-hmm.
And today, some people are still thinking that, well, okay, I don't really need a website because I've got my Facebook or I've got my Google
Got
business
Instagram.
page.
Mm-mm.
I've got Instagram. I have those things, and we have conversations around, but you don't own anything.
No,
Even if you get like a Wix website,
you don't
right,
own it.
or Square website,
You don't own that. You have,
talk about that. Can you
yeah, I've
elaborate
had so
your own?
many clients that have had they don't own their domain, first of all. Okay. So you have to own your name. That's what I tell people. Own your name and then own your branded email. So that's just going to tip off whether you're professional or not. Sometimes people's like, well, I got a Yahoo. I have my company name at Yahoo, my company name at Gmail. I'm like, no, boo. You need to own your domain name and you need to own your branded email. And then if you have a Wix or a Square, you need to host it yourself, meaning that that's your real estate. That's
Right.
your real estate and you have the keys. Okay. So you can still live in an apartment, but you would rather own your own domain where it's hosted. This is how you're put up on the internet. You pay it, you own it, you can create your own database, you own that. Any of the things I've had situations where people were like, I thought I owned such and such. I had this particular Wix or I had Square, I didn't own it. They didn't know. They just saw it from the front, looking at it from the front, like, oh, it's up on the internet, but where are the keys to it? Can you take and park it somewhere else if you wanted to? No, you can't. You don't own it. You have someone else. You've allowed someone else to put it up for you. Now, if you're a kid, I don't know, you're a teenager in your 20s, that's fine. You're just starting out. But if you're going to be a serious business, a wealthy business, you're going to own. You're going to look at every part of your business that you own because that's your intellectual property. Those are the assets that you're going to use. If you want to sell it one day, you can't sell something that you don't own.
Right.
So
That's a great problem.
Yes, that is it. That is so true. And I find people too who are locked out of their Facebook or locked out of their Instagram, locked out of, maybe their YouTube channel has too many bans against it, and so they won't let them back in. They violated quote unquote community rules, but because they never owned it. So a lot of times I tell people, make sure that if you are going to use YouTube, make sure that you have those videos stored somewhere else, maybe on a hard drive, external hard drive, or if you're going to have Facebook and Instagram, at the very least, if you're relying on that so much, have the verified one, because there's no way they're not going to call you back if you get locked out or you get hijacked. Okay. And I've had people just in tears like, oh my God, my business is going to go down the train, or people are going to lose their mind when TikTok was going away. They were about to lose their mind. I said, but you need to own it. Okay. You can use their platform and leverage their platform, but own your own things. If you're going to sell from the TikTok shop, make sure you have a website and sell from your website. Just in case TikTok goes away.
Exactly.
Have a blog, have a magazine, have an online newsletter, have your own database, have your own CRM. The internet is a real estate. So you got to be an owner and not a renter.
I love what you said. It's a real estate. So you got to be an owner, not a renter. Mm-hmm. People call you the guru of PR, and and I know why. I mean, I can think of many reasons why. What do you believe the number one reason people remain invisible, even when they're doing great work? Because we kind of talked about owning your media, owning your brand, but the other part is, even for the ones that own it, like, what is that one thing you think that is hindering someone for getting their name out there?
I think they really don't realize that it's a mindset, and they can't go from zero to CNN, but they have to consistently do small steps along the way all the time. So if you are in business, just say, make it a goal of once a month to be in some other media outlet. And then maybe go to say 2 times a month in another media outlet, 3 times a month. And then eventually you'll start having like 2 or 3 media opportunities a week because you're getting more known, but you have to start. And so the mindset of like, well, I don't really want to seem like I'm bragging, or I really don't have anything to say. That's when you really need coaching. You need someone to say, okay, let's pull out your story, your signature story. What is it that is your hook? This is the angle we're going to go when we pitch this podcast, this radio station, this newspaper, especially as African Americans. We have Black press, we have Black radio. So they're looking for our voices. They're looking for our content. That's why they're there. Kathy Hughes started her radio network because she wanted to really expand Black voices. And so for us not to go and look at the station and then maybe call into the station and eventually pitch yourself to be on the air, those are the things that we could do. And SiriusXM has Urban View. There are so many African-American podcast networks that you can start with. Black newspapers. Don't let me get started about that. I love our Black newspapers. We have about 200 or so. I think Atlanta probably has a few of them as well. And they are really there for us as a community. And so all you have to do is have a hook, have an angle, fit that in, develop relationships with the media. Whether you are attending their national conference, they'll be around, National Association of Black Journalists will be around 25 years this year in Cleveland, and I'll be a part of that. Yes, I'll be a part of that as one of the panel as well. But that organization was created to gather all the Black journalists who were the professionals in the field so that they can go out and find and amplify Black voices. You hear people say amplify Black voices. Well, the black press has always tried to do that. That's what they were doing from the very first black newspaper. So I always tell people it's a mindset, making sure that you have a story that matches that media outlet and you're bringing value to that outlet.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Bringing that value to the outlet and to the marketplace, and having the mindset of, I guess, too, not being afraid, like you said, because sometimes you're thinking, especially today with all of the accoutrements that come with social media and the packaging that people have, they can make it look like they have something to say, but sometimes when you listen, you realize they don't. It's just packaged. Mm-hmm. But a person that maybe be intimidated by the lights and everything that person has, it might make them feel, I don't really have anything to say, even though they know, that they have something to say.
And I find that most of the baby boomers probably have most of the information and the knowledge, the experience, but they feel that they're not, if they compare, like to the Instagram, that they don't have the Instagram worthy look. And I'm saying, listen, they have what they have and they're leveraging what they have, which is on their side is youth and extreme beauty. So my daughter is youthful and she's 20 something years old and she can, look the part, but I can run circles around her in terms of information and things that I know. So I'm a lead with what I know and she leads with what she knows. And eventually you have to lead with what is your best asset. And your best asset, if you are a baby boomer, it may not be that you don't have wrinkles. Okay. You may, it may be, certain things that you may not have, but you do have more information, experience, contacts, and connections that you lead with. And that's what I always tell the baby boomers. I say, you're an expert. You're an expert. So we're looking for your insight. And that's one of the things I started was Expert Insight, which is a television show that brings in experts and I interview them on television here in the Metro Detroit area. I said, so that's your expertise. You know that better than anybody. Lead with that. Don't lead with.
Thank you for tuning into Wealthy Sistas Radio Part 1 episode of Get Out There and Get Known, PR Power Moves with Dr. Pam Perry. Please click the link below to listen to Part 2.
The opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosts, staff, or partners of Wealthy Sistas Radio.